You're listening to a CanadianMovieCrew.com production.
10 to Midnight is the story of a grizzled cop tracking down a naked serial killer. Or is it?
Penis. 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 Penis.
Well, welcome back to the Or Is It Movie podcast, where we try to find the real story behind the story. I'm Sean Taylor.
And I mean Mark.
And today we have a special guest once again. He is back doing this for a great service for us. Welcome back, Scott White.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for having me here.
Absolutely.
Now, I heard last week I was the first American to be on the show.
That's true.
Am I the first guest to do back-to-back episodes?
That is also true.
Bam!
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, you've got two titles, not one but two.
Two titles. Thank you.
That's right.
And like I said, you're the tallest to be on the show.
Yes.
Bam! Three.
Bam!
That's 3 belts. We don't have a belt for that third one, though, so you'll just have to be happy with the 2 belts that you get.
Well, thank you guys for having me back. I had a blast last week's, and I'm having, I'm sure we'll have a blast doing it this week.
Thanks for filling in for me. I was on vacation there. Good rest and ready to get back into it. And what a choice that you have made here for our movie. Charles Bronson, 10 to Midnight.
I am shocked that, from what I have gathered from you two, this is the first Charles Bronson movie either of you have ever seen.
That's correct.
Well, let's put it this way. 1983, the only movie for me was Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So, I was a little too young for naked killers. So this kind of got out of my purview, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 1983, I was watching Care Bears. I was 3 years old in 1983, so...
Yeah, I was 9, so...
Okay, well... Okay,
my dad...
I told him my date. I told him my age during the last one. They don't get to hear it during this one. So if you want to find out how old I am, listen to the last week Maniac Cop podcast.
No, to be fair, though, I mean, some people, their parents or maybe now even their grandparents might have been Bronson fans. My dad was a Western kind of guy, so...
Bronson did some Westerns, too. He did Once Upon a Time in the West, very famous.
We're talking
Western.
Like John Wayne kind of Westerns. So. Yeah. So no one in my family was watching this, and boy, did they miss out, I tell you what.
By the way, I have to say, the only American ever to show up on our show wearing a Montreal Expos baseball cap, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't even know you were American. I'm looking at you through Skype. I'm like, so you're playing in Ottawa? I figured you lived there.
I was or am a big Rusty Staub fan. La Grande Orange, who played for the Expos.
Okay.
He also played for the Detroit Tigers. That's where I grew up in Michigan, so that's where I knew him from. So that's
why you don't sound Texan.
I don't sound Texan.
Because we got an email about that. It's like, he says he's from Texas, but why he doesn't sound Texan? And I'm like, oh, right.
Oh, we actually had a complaint about that?
Well, no, he's just wondering. He was like, no, he doesn't.
Did we get any? Well, yes, that explains it. I live in Houston, but I'm from Michigan.
Oh, you know what? To balance the scales, I actually have a Detroit Tigers hat. So
okay.
I got it back in like '99 when what was that stadium they were tearing down?
Tiger Stadium?
Tiger Stadium, yeah. When
I know. Name of that Detroit Tiger Stadium they were turning.
Well, no, yeah, come on. To be fair, these days it's like which cell phone company stadium?
It's Comerica Park now, but yes, it was Tiger Stadium that they tore down.
Yeah, I actually did get to see a game there. And welcome back to CanadianBaseballCrew.com, in case you're just joining us.
Yeah. Well, and the one guy that did email in wanted to know how you and your family were holding up, since you're from Houston, Texas, and they, of course, got hit by Hurricane Harvey.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've been up here in Canada for a while, and I've had quite a few people come up to me after shows and are genuinely interested in how I'm doing and how my friends and family are doing. So it was very touching. It was very sweet. So I was very touched by all that. So, and if anybody is listening, I'm from Houston, and all my friends and family are safe. So
Good.
I was one of the lucky ones during this. So
good.
Yes.
Good.
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't be here if that weren't the case.
Right.
So,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, that's good to know. I'm really happy to hear that.
Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate
loved ones
that.
are taken care of and stuff like that. That's good. So, a lot of weird stories coming out of there. But anyway, speaking of weird stories,
Yes. Yes, definitely. 10 to midnight. We can welcome to the show a bunch. Charles Bronson, Eliza Elbacher? Elbacher, I guess.
She was in Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes, she was.
Yes. So.
Yep.
Oh, wait, do I get another title? Am I the first guest to introduce to? Because I last week I heard Bruce Campbell has never been on this podcast,
That's true.
and Charles Bronson has never been on this podcast.
And now there's Wilford Brimley either.
Wilford Brimley. I have something. When we get to Wilford Brimley, I have a fact. Do you get the diabetes? Diabetes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you know what we're talking. Yeah. So.
I
Well,
got the
we get the
diabetes.
Family Guy shows that reference it.
Okay.
So, it's well known up here.
It's well known. Okay, so diabetes, or however he says it.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Well, the diabetes.
Diabetes.
That's right,
Andrew
diabetes.
Stevens as well. Kelly Preston in a very early role, and now wife of John Travolta.
And
oh
my
woman
God,
who
that was
in the
Kelly
Michael
Preston.
Jackson Thriller video. Ola Ray.
Is that the black woman?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, she was the
Oh, I
woman.
did not catch that.
She was the woman in the Michael Jackson Thriller video.
Oh, shit. You know, I kind of thought she looked familiar.
Yes.
Well, I mean, to be fair, while that video was done like a year later in '84, no one had the classic '80s hair except Michael back in that video. Like
That's
everyone
true.
was all zombied up and the dancing dead and all. You know.
What I can't believe is we can actually welcome someone back to this show. Gene Davis, who was the killer.
What was
Wait a
was
second.
He in?
He was in Universal Soldier.
Oh, he.
That's right. Yeah, wasn't he one of the scientists?
Yeah, I think so. He was some small role. He obviously wasn't, a big star.
Oh no, he was a lieutenant. I just looked it up.
But that's. I was like, wow, we can actually welcome back someone to the show. That's amazing to me.
And when I say a lieutenant, I mean his credited name is Lieutenant.
There you go.
So that's about it for that. Yeah. That is crazy.
So this movie, oh wow! I mean, this movie starts and spoiler to the end, but stops rather abruptly
Yes.
because it kind of just starts, and Charles Bronson is in the thing, and I guess he's taking the statement of someone who has
A serial
stabbed
confessor.
a serial.
A serial
is that what that
confessor,
is?
yes.
Oh, okay.
He confesses to anything, so they know him around the precinct and stuff like that. So
Okay.
he confesses to everything, I guess, just to get thrown in jail and get a hot meal or something like that.
Right. Okay. And then the guy says, "No, the jail's full up."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh." And did you notice? I don't know if you noticed in this scene, but there's the guy with the big brown paper bag, sort of sitting off to the right and behind,
Oh yeah.
where he was getting booked in for something. He was being interviewed for something, but he kept staring at Charles Bronson.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It
No.
was like, this is like the worst extra ever. Like he's just watching the other actors in the scene, right?
I believe the 1980s term for that guy was wino.
Yeah.
He was being
Yeah.
booked for being a wino.
Yes.
By the way, I did have a quick synopsis for this.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I
Please
know-
go ahead.
Again, I can't do what text does, but what I could do is, hey, it's Charles Bronson. Here's the summary of the movie. There's bad guys, and I'm going to kill them. There, that's it. That's it. I mean, that's all you need to know. It's a Charles Bronson movie.
Yeah.
Well, then.
This. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Then after the wino leaves, a reporter comes up to him
Yeah.
and starts questioning him about the killings, and he says a line. He said, Charles Bronson says, the chief issued a statement, and the reporter says, I could fart a better statement than that. And I figured, so that just set the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How the writing and how the dialogue's going to be. You know, if that was one of the opening lines, I could fart a better
Very,
statement.
very bare bones, very minimum dialogue in this at all.
Yes.
I love it though. In fact, I think I'm going to use that at work sometime. I could fart a better sales report.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
have to do it as Bronson.
Yeah, do it.
You got to try and do it as Bronson, yeah. I love at the beginning too. So we have his like no one will be seated during the epic Charles Bronson is typing scene. First of all,
Two finger typing.
two finger typing.
Two finger
Yep.
typing.
He's a hacker.
He's
I hate-
hunting and pecking.
These damn newfangled machines, you know. But then we cut to some wicked generic 80s hair metal, whatever they could afford.
That's what I have. I have very 80s credit music. That's what I have written down right here. Very 80s credit music.
Yep.
I don't know who was doing the sound foley in this and how high they were, but they're putting this is like action, like 80s action. There should be guns going off,
yes,
cars slamming into each other. And what we're watching people walk across a causeway and some guy just standing there. Yeah, excitement. Woo! You know?
Well, what got me out of this opening scene is that they said, Charles Bronson's like, yeah, I want to find the killer. And then credits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess let's go.
Sure.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever had Shakespeare in the Park starring Charles Bronson. So,
yeah.
if there was, oh my God, I would love it.
Yorick, fuck him. And then is this where we see the guy dancing in his underwear?
Not dancing in his underwear. Well, see
he's
him.
He's sort of boogieing.
He's stalking. We first see him stalking his victim.
That's right. That's right.
The blonde girl.
It's weird, and we see a flash forward during the stalking scene. We see a flash forward. We see something that hasn't happened yet.
The two, the blonde and her man fucking in the back of that.
Well, that hasn't happened yet, so we're actually seeing a flash forward.
Right, but he's looking at the sweetest 1980s van.
I
think all it needed was a big wolf painted on the side. That's all that was missing. But this thing was tricked out, man. Mattress in the back, the mag wheels. This thing was beautiful. Can only be topped by the A-Team van, but that's it.
But then we go to him dancing in the underwear. And I have written here, Killer Saturday Night Fever. That's what it reminded you. When, very Saturday Night Fever when John Travolta was getting ready. Blow dry in the hair. Dancing around in the G-string or whatever, the bikini briefs. So that very much Saturday Night Fever, the killer preparing.
So you and I had different thoughts. My thought was, whoa, that's tiny underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And he's bouncing too. That's great.
And I love the transposition we've seen over time. With the guys, it was the tiniest underwear you can find. With the women, it was the biggest underwear you can find always. And that has slowly kind of changed and switched over time now, fast forward. But this guy, I was hoping for like a just to harken back to that. Like I wanted something a little more maybe late 70s to kick in here during his getting ready montage. Yeah. And I'm like, this is so weird.
This is so weird.
Okay, right off the top, guys, please help me out here. Were we not looking at a young Jim Carrey this entire time? This guy looked too much like Jim Carrey.
Kind of like a cross between Jim Carrey and a young Christian Bale from American Psycho.
American Psycho, yes, exactly. That I could not. It haunted me the entire. In fact, in some of my notes.
Alrighty then.
Time to kill you now. But in some of my notes, I just wrote in not Jim Carrey.
I wrote on my note after he does finally get dressed. I wrote members only jacket. He puts on a members only jacket. So that
puts on the Thriller jacket.
Very 80s. Yes.
Well, and that's how you can tell he's the killer, because he's wearing something cool and hip, whereas everyone else is in tweed.
Yes.
Tweed on tweed on tweed.
And this, Mark, adds to your theory. Mark has a great theory about killers in movies. Mark, go ahead.
If they slick back their hair, they're the bad guy. Always. Slick back hair. Yeah, you can't trust anyone with slick back hair, especially if it's black, because it gets that evil sheen somehow, and that they are completely untrustworthy. And this guy is no exception. Now, he puts a little 80s feather into it.
Yeah,
so casting some doubt, but no. He's not in a tweed jacket, so we know he's bad.
Well,
bad
when he
news.
flips the butterfly knife.
Oh,
horribly.
Yes.
He didn't even do that well.
Yeah.
Which never comes back. Like, he never flips it again before a kill.
Right. Which would have been cool to see right before he stabs somebody to do the butterfly flip.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I noticed that there's actually a picture of him in a karate stance. He has a picture of himself on the wall. And I put in parentheses Bruce Lee, which we'll address later. But
okay.
My only comment to that is doesn't everybody?
Yes.
I'm staring at one right now. It's above my computer. Me in a karate stance. I never took karate, but I have a picture of me in a karate stance. This is crazy. And I love the motive for this guy. Can we get to that?
Okay.
His whole motive for
I've got the motive.
He got rejected at work.
Yes, here's what he does at work. And there was a woman at work, and he unzips the back of her dress, and she throws coffee at him, and he's not fired.
Yeah.
He's not fired.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he got a talking to. So if that happened at work, you would be gone so quickly. How could you not get fired after that?
I know.
Brenda was not doing her job that day.
No,
their HR rep.
People in HR were taking the day off that day. Yeah.
But did you notice that she didn't really stop him right away? Like, he got all the way down to the
he
small
gets
of
all
her
the way
back.
down. Yeah, that's almost on her. Almost. I will never say it's totally on her.
She could have easily kind of flipped that coffee throw a lot sooner. Once she realized, like, I think someone's unzipping my dress. Does it feel... What should I do now? I don't know. I'm a woman of the 80s. I'm empowered. I know. I'll throw coffee in his face. Like, that's the mental process we get there. I can only explain why it took so long.
How could you go to work the next day with the guy that did that? It's just... That was unreal to me. The fact that he still had a job.
I didn't even think about that.
In the same office. It's not like
same office. Yeah, he'll see her every day.
And what does he do? He cleans typewriters.
He's the only dude in the office of like 50 women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's a typewriter repairman. So that's how dated.
Yes, yeah. First off, all you young people who are watching this movie, that's called a typewriter. That was a computer back in the 80s. That's what that was.
Pretty much. It was our word processor. And that's the thing, right? Like, so he's basically the equivalent is the 1980s IT guy.
Yeah,
I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
At this company. Now, you know what I really like too? Like, this movie is, they're cutting all the corners. They're not going to take time. What the fuck is that office? What do they do there? What's everybody typing up that they, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so fast and furious.
Everybody, there's 50 women typing.
But what is it?
But we don't know what they're doing.
Exactly. We don't know what the company is.
It is the stereotypical typing pool, yeah.
Yes, the secretary pool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which
For
sort
what?
of went out of style in the 1950s. But so.
I would love it if it was the secretary pool for, like, Apple. So, we're gonna make you obsolete in about 5 years. But that's the thing. This is a Charles Bronson movie. Fuck what they do. The women are there. He's hitting on the women, and then there's the coffee, and now he's gonna kill her. Like, that's from the pen of Bronson himself. I guess. I don't know.
So I guess the next scene is him setting up his alibi at the movie theater.
Yeah, he goes to the movie theater, set up that. I like this actually. That was pretty smart.
I was. I got to give it to him.
I'm like, for the first time in a movie, we actually have a smart killer. And he sets up his own alibi. We see it.
Right.
Yeah, cool. He has the runtime of the movie, so he knows exactly when it started. He made sure to make himself known. Got out of there.
Yeah, more than one person.
Yeah.
It was made himself.
You have the girl at the ticket counter, and then he has the two girls that he hits on.
Right.
Yeah, and he's completely socially awkward with them so that way he can stand out. It's actually quite brilliant.
Now, I did notice this. This happened in a lot of 70s and 80s movies. A lot of bathrooms have a window that goes to the outdoors.
Yep.
I have never seen that in my life.
No?
I've never seen that.
That's true, actually.
I've never seen a window because I've seen a couple of shows and movies where people escape through the bathroom window. And I have never seen that in my in my life, a window in a bathroom that leads to the outside.
In a public place.
In a public place.
Yes.
Now, this is why I'm really glad we have you here, Scott, because I wanted that corroborated from an American who's been in American theaters, that they can verify that this is not a typical bathroom for such an establishment.
This was not a typical bathroom for an establishment.
So makes me wonder, where did they film this? Whose establishment has this kind of...
That bathroom looked like it was in not in the bathroom of a movie theater,
exactly,
but more in the bathroom of like a cabin in the woods. It was like a wood door with a wood frame, dusty, dirty sink.
Yes.
So it didn't look like the bathroom of... well, I mean, we didn't have Cineplexes back then, but...
No, but maybe it was more like a 1950s greasy spoon.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
So just they had the open window because they didn't have the fans, and then they just discovered stall technology. So
yeah,
Maybe, I don't know. But you're right. It's a complete, and I love it when movies, and I kind of hate it when movies do that. They're like, they set you up in this one locale, but they can't use all of it. They just got to take you somewhere else to get what they want. So now we're piecemealing and Legoing together what their building will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened a lot because on-set locations everywhere you go, right? So, it's the 80s, whatever.
So then we get to his kill.
Yeah, well, I know a couple. He's driving a Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah,
which I thought was, I thought it was kind of cool that the killer's in the most unassuming car.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Because most time you think of a killer, they're driving a slick car or something like that.
Yeah,
he's in a Volkswagen Bug. So, just trying to blend in. So I thought that was. Kind of a cool.
To be fair, he's one of the best movie killers I think I've ever seen. He only fucks up once, and we'll get to that. But he's pretty good.
It goes to show to his confidence, right? He doesn't need the sports car penis mobile.
Yeah.
To really validate himself, like he's just like, I can afford this. So it's loud as fuck. So I don't know how he sneaks up on this couple. Driving into the woods, he must have parked. Well, he must have parked a couple miles away,
right? And I guess, at the beginning of the movie, we see him stalking her. So I guess that's why he knows where they're at. I guess he's followed them there a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But what I have in my notes is 2 grown adults having sex in a van. Get a room. Get a room. Or just, tell your roommate to step out or whatever. It's just like... put the sock on the door. That's 2 grown adults having sex in a van in the middle of a park.
Yeah.
That's true. This isn't 2 high school students.
No, it's not. These are grown adults that have jobs and stuff like that. Yes.
Well, she has a job.
Well,
yeah, we don't know anything about him. He could be, because we find out later on that she has a roommate and she sleeps in the same room.
Yes, I noticed that too. They had the Dick Van Dyke
beds.
One right next to each other. Yeah.
My thoughts Google on this
kid.
guy.
Yes, kids. When you're Googling typewriter, Google Dick Van Dyke show.
Yeah. Anyway, my thoughts on this guy. Maybe he wasn't employed, and every penny he had went into that sweet van, so he couldned afford to take his lady to a hotel.
Maybe it's a conversion van. Maybe they had a pop down bed in the back. You know what I mean?
He built. Yeah, he customized that thing for fucking. There's no doubt about that. Plus, and that's the thing. He probably still lives with his parents too.
Yeah. Well, and they make it out she's kind of a slut, right?
Yes, that comes up later that she's kind of a whore.
That comes up later and later again. It keeps
coming up. You're right.
Like they almost break the rule of 3 with that one.
Yes,
yeah, they do.
So he's
Laurie's killer. Laurie, you mean the slut? Yeah, the slut. Laurie's killer.
So we finally get to the point where we see the actual flash forward in real time, where he's looking in at the couple having sex.
Yeah,
and this is a rated R movie, but it was pretty graphic sex for a rated R movie.
It was pretty graphic. Yeah.
So
yeah.
You can tell that they're both totally naked. There's no.
Oh, well, you get that throughout the film, but obviously,
there's no mesh bikini, something like that.
No.
Those guys, they're all 3 are totally naked at this time.
Yeah.
Oh,
and is he naked?
Yes. Well, that comes out later.
And that was my original thing.
Which is kind of smart.
But my first reaction, I wrote down, why is he naked? Why is he naked? Why is he naked? That was my first reaction. I'm like, why is he chasing after? He's like prancing after her.
Yeah.
Did you notice that when he's chasing her down, he's like prancing?
Well, he swings open the door and he kills the boyfriend immediately.
Yep.
And she does bam. She doesn't wait around to see if the boyfriend's off. I mean, she is out of there in a flash. And then, like you said, there's the prancing around the woods, both of them naked.
Yeah.
So
I had a note here for this one. So with not Jim Carrey's first kill, told you I was going to do that. What's the lesson here? There's a couple lessons we can learn from this. First, if you're going to kill in the great outdoors, do it naked. Why not? Frolic. But I think this might have been a mistake for him here because I don't think he was prancing so much. He was like, out, rocks, out.
That's another thing, too. Yeah, they're running at full force. I mean, I guess if you're scared to death that you're going to be killed, you're not. You can do that, but that had to be hell on the actors' feet.
Yeah.
To run through the woods and like that, unless they had some sort of protection.
And she's pretty much just like a porn actress they hired, right? Like I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
I don't know. She seemed pretty comfortable just running around naked in the woods, but the second lesson, if you're going to run for your life naked, run deeper into the forest. I think that's the thing to like. She doesn't head for the road or the way out. She's like, nope, I'll lose them in the trees.
Yeah. And this is Mark, where with your permission, I'd like to do an If I Were.
Oh, please.
This is sort of an ongoing segment of our show. I am not a hot, naked blonde running from a naked killer.
So you can stop sending the emails, people.
Right. But if I were, I would find a hiding spot and not continue crying loudly. She finds a hiding spot, and then she's all like...
It's not a hiding spot. She crouches by a tree.
I know.
She's not hiding at all. She's crouching by a tree where even anybody could see her walking by. So, and she's crying, like you said. So she's not
Yeah, she's not hiding. She just gave up. She's like, maybe I'll resort to begging now because I'm out of breath.
Well, that might have been it. And I don't know if at this point she knows who it is. So maybe she's out of breath and she's thinking, well, I know who he is. Maybe I can reason with him and something like that, which
maybe ask him why he's naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right, because she does start to bargain, right? She actually...
And she calls him by his name. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do anything you want, like, just don't hurt me kind of thing. And yeah, and he's like, no, I pretty much have I got a movie to get back to.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question then becomes, because this comes up a little bit later in the doctor scene where we get to the autopsy. Where does he stab her?
Right in the gut.
Right in the gut. That's what I'm believing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because, and jump ahead just a little bit.
Oh, did you pull the coroner's report on this one?
Yeah, well, because he says to the doctor, was this girl raped? No, there's no signs of forcible entry.
I could have told you that.
Exactly. And he says why. He says why. He says, if someone does something like this, the knife must be his penis.
I have that written down too.
What?
I have that exact Charles Bronson say. Everybody do your Charles Bronson saying penis.
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 That has to be his penis. I have that line written down too.
And I'm like,
it has to be his penis.
I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. So I looked at the body, and it looked like the blood that was on the sheet.
Oh, do you think he stabbed her in the
vagina? I think he stabbed her in the vagina.
No. Because they show pictures later, and they show more pictures and more pictures,
and more
right?
pictures,
That's
yes.
true.
That's right. So it's very clear that the ketchup was put on her belly. They probably warmed it up first in the microwave and then put it on her stomach.
Because if he stabs her in the vagina, that's the only way that line makes sense. Kind of. Sort of.
Right here. Knife has to be his penis.
Yeah, knife has to be his penis, yeah.
Did you write it in the Charles Bronson accent?
I did.
Yeah.
Knife has to be his penis. My neighbors must be wondering what the hell I'm doing down here, because you guys are
There's
in a
another
conversation.
great Charles Bronson line coming up, too.
There's tons of them in this movie.
Which we'll have to say in the Charles Bronson accent. But,
absolutely. There's too many to write down. But my third lesson from this kill is, and I never believed that this could be possible, but sexual harassment can actually be used as your motive and your alibi. Like, that was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Because after the kill, we cut back to the movie theater. He gets back in. He flushes his gloves.
Yep.
The dirty gloves, yep.
And
his clothes are pristine.
The two women that he was harassing before, he harasses them again as they leave.
He continues to harass. Yeah.
Well, I think at this point he just harasses them to make sure that they're caught in his mind, because he only does it for a couple of seconds and then he tells them to fuck off and leaves.
Yeah.
So I think it was just to put him in their mind again.
Well, yeah, but the one thing that doesn't make sense about that is that he actually seemed to be doing okay with at least one of them.
Not
the
one he was hitting on with her friend who drove, if you know what I'm talking about.
The friend who drove in, and the one with the very, very pointy breasts.
Pointy breasts and puffy sleeves. I wrote down big puffy sleeves. 1980, big puffy sleeves.
Yep.
Big puffy sleeves to match the breasts. That's how you do. And but he seemed to actually be doing okay. So for a guy who was so sexually frustrated by being turned down at work to actually resort to murder, he's now actually legitimately scoring with this woman. You'd think he would have, at least to maybe increase his alibi, if nothing else, might have taken her home, let out some more of that frustration. And
well, don't they say later on that he's a frequent hooker user?
No, I think I think he's just said that to set up another alibi.
Oh, okay.
I think, and once again, later in the film, we will get to a hooker, but I don't think he's a frequent. I think.
Oh, well, Bronson has another one of his great lines, and he said, "You never made it with a girl, have you?" You know,
Yes.
or something like that. He just,
Right.
"You've never made it with a girl." Like he's really like this guy's a 30-something-year-old virgin, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the way.
And one of my favorite scenes is next after the big kill, because then they do the whole forensic thing, and the guy drops his gum, and he contaminates the scene. He's like, "Oh, sorry, that's mine. I wasn't thinking."
But this is but
It's a
Charles
crime
Bronson
scene.
picks it up. This is the first time in a pre-CSI movie,
Yes.
where the cop actually, they actually do the right thing by trying not to Charles Bronson is pissed that he contaminated the crime scene. So this was like the first time in any movie, in the 80s where they're not just tromping through there, not caring about clues or anything like that. So.
Oh,
I
absolutely, yeah.
I thought
They
that
actually
was nice.
do-
He picked up the gum and oh, that's mine. Well, if it was
Yeah.
yours, why didn't you just pick
Yeah.
it up when you dropped it? And
Or swallow it. We didn't know it was bad for us back then.
Yeah.
Sometimes that was your lunch, was a stick of gum. But you're right. He actually does proper forensics work. When normally in other movies, like, your Clint Eastwoods, your, early Stallone, whatever, they're coming through, they're smoking their big cigars.
Right.
There's ashes everywhere. They're just tromping all over.
I remember an old Columbo episode where he's eating an egg at a crime scene and it's dropping shells all over the place. So.
Yeah, it's just like, what the hell? And before forensic technology was good as it is now, like these poor suckers in the labs needed all the help they could get.
Right,
They don't
yes.
I can just imagine the forensic scientist in the Columbo episode there is like, we think the killers were the husband, the jealous lover, and a baby chicken for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay, now this is where we're first introduced to Wilford Brimley.
Yes.
Wilford Brimley is the chief of police. And I have this written down. Charles Bronson is 13 years older than Wilford Brimley in this movie.
Yes.
Wilford Brimley was born in 1934. Charles Bronson was born in 1921. If you see this movie, you know why that is shocking.
Yes.
Because Wilford Brimley always looked like Wilford Brimley from Cocoon his entire life, I believe.
Yeah.
I think he was born that way.
Yes, I think he was born Wilford Brimley with diabetes.
Yeah.
Doing Quaker Oats
Absolutely.
commercials.
Because
Yeah.
I have a note in here, and I didn't look up the ages. I wish I had, but my note literally just says, I didn't realize how old Wilford Brimley was until I saw him in a Charles Bronson movie and is still playing the part of the older police officer.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not fact
even
check.
when he's 13 years younger.
And he still looks like he's the older captain.
Exactly. Now, I did look it up. Charles Bronson did have a bit of plastic surgery, but
Yeah, that was
Really?
one thing. He did plastic surgery for this
for
movie.
this role to look young. He's
To look
63.
young. Yeah, I got 61.
61?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
It didn't work. I'm sorry. Like, these is just two old men trying to get through this and wade through this case.
Yeah, it's
And then because they bring the younger guy in too, right? So
Right, they bring in Andrew
Stevens.
Yes.
Yeah. That. Wow. Thanks for looking that up because I hadn't. I just thought I had it. Like, just visually, it played. So that amazes me.
yeah.
That he's actually 13 years younger. It's insane.
So, but one of my favorite scenes is after the crime scene, they go to the office pool.
The secretary pool.
Yep. And the one woman takes a call. And she's like, "Oh my God, no way! Oh my God, that's terrible!" And she sort of puts the phone down and then walks out and then blurts out to the entire office, "So and so is
Betty's dead.
Betty's dead."
And I have written Betty's dead. Horrible acting. Because all of the secretary, oh no, what?
Oh, no.
Oh no! It's just horrible acting from start to finish. The Betty's dead scene.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. I love when she first picks up the phone. Hello. What are you saying? It's like, and I think
that
nothing. He hadn't had a chance to say anything at this point because you just said hello.
Ring, what are you saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that old commercial. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Scott, but there's one old commercial. Old lady picks up the phone. Hello? It's Patrick. He got life insurance. And like, there's no way in the amount of time between those two lines that she was able to hear. It's Patrick. He's got life insurance.
Yeah, and she goes at all the details of what he got. Like, she knows the exact plan, probably has his insurance number and everything. And just, it's Patrick has insurance.
Oh my God, it's Patrick. Yeah. And did you notice no one in this movie is wearing seatbelts when they drive? Did you notice that?
Well, I mean, it was
1983, but
absolutely.
It was just one of those things when Bronson and Andrews were driving to the house of the dead girl's parents. I just noticed because both of the buckles are up by their heads, and I was like,
maybe I don't know. Maybe it was for the shot or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if it had to do with the shot or.
Well, it was like you said, it was 1983,
right.
but I was just like. Huh.
It was. Seatbelts were put in the cars as an option back in the 80s.
Yep.
Honestly, I do remember a time when they were not.
They were not. You did not.
It wasn't illegal yet.
You could save money buying a car by not getting it with seatbelts.
Yep.
Yeah, they were an option, just like the intermittent wipers. And that's the thing. So now what this did do for some scenes was provide the actors a means of like the car pulls to a stop and they're out of there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So they weren't finagling with their seatbelts like, and the one guy near the end, he really does jump out of that car practically before it stops, but he's not wearing a seatbelt, so he can do that.
Yeah.
And Andrew Stevens is smoking in the car.
Cars.
Oh yeah.
And watching him, he smokes a few times, and I've realized he's not a smoker because he didn't look natural smoking.
I hate that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in movies is non-smokers smoking.
Yeah, he was definitely a non-smoker who was trying to smoke because he just looked awkward smoking a cigarette.
Yep. One of my big pet peeves in movies.
I've never been a smoker, so I always take your word for that one when they don't look natural. So I always look to you guys to call that one out for sure. But even sometimes I pick it up, I'm like, I don't think I would do that if I was smoking.
Yeah. He's just holding it weird. Like
he's holding it weird. He lights it weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Like he's trying to act tough. So he's like picking it up with like his hand over top of it, and stuff like that when he's pulling it out of his mouth. And it's like, just don't.
Like you saw a production of Rent and they were smoking while they were doing this, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like that's where he'd picked it up from. Can we get to the funeral?
Well, I just wanted to say, Bronson and Stevens is driving to the parents' house of the murdered girl.
Oh, yes.
And I know, and when he knocks on the door and a man answers it, and he's clear, I noticed this. He's clearly a Canadian actor because he says "out."
Oh, really?
Yes, I know. It's because "out" and "house" are the two words that ring in my ears when a Canadian says it because they just say it so differently than us in the States. So obviously this guy was a Canadian actor.
Okay.
Because I definitely heard the word "out" when he was talking to Bronson. So
that's something we never pick up on.
Out and house.
Yes.
Out and house. Okay.
Out and house. Yeah, we have to say them like we're European all of a sudden just to try and
just try to cover it up.
Cover it up.
But before the funeral, they go to the murdered girl's roommates, and this is where we find out she's a whore. Because the roommate, they didn't say what guys was she dating. It was like what guys were she sleeping with.
No. What guys did she go to bed with?
You go to bed with,
and
this which sounds so 50s to me.
Yeah, and her roommate names off 6 or 7 guys, and then she goes, "There's this one guy she didn't go to bed with, but kept calling, a Mexican, I think."
Yeah.
So now she names off, and here's the deal, and I don't know. She names off 6 or 7 guys that she went to bed with, and then her roommate goes, "In the papers, could you try to make her not sound so cheap?"
Yeah.
So
6 or 7 guys that you pulled off the top of your head.
Yes, that she knew off the top of her head.
Like you knew right away, and their first and last names.
Yes.
By the way, it's not like there was Todd and Barry and Chuck. No, it was Larry Johnson, Todd Gordon, Barry Manilow, or something. I don't even know, but. Yeah, no,
What was her
that's
name?
weird.
What was her name? What was the slut's name? Was she Karen?
She was Betty.
Betty?
Oh, she was Betty, played by June Gilbert, who doesn't have much of it. She did one more movie after this in '84.
Okay.
So, but we don't as a punk. Anyway,
Well, this was, and I don't know, maybe it's. I mean, this was early '80s. This was before things got bigger than. This was before AIDS.
Right.
So that was a time when people were having a lot of sex.
I guess.
Yeah, not just women, but men. I mean, but it was just
Obviously, she's having more than the national average. So
I think this might have been near the start of the AIDS scare, if I'm not mistaken, just because.
well, this was. I think this was before it got into the public conscience. And
Well, no, but there's like a sensibility here that they're trying to push through, where it's like the freedom and love of the '60s and '70s. No, you're just a whore. You know what I mean? Like you're not exercising free love. You're just a cheap piece of tail or whatever. You know. And that's the thing is that what's that going to read in the paper? You know what I mean? How's that going to read in the paper? Betty so-and-so survived by her parents, woman of ill repute. Like,
well, I mean, there's no reason for the cops or the paper to report. If none of these guys, they would probably if a unscrutable reporter got a hold of it, they would probably report it as to sensationalize. It's like she had 7 lovers, and any one of them could have killed her.
yeah.
So
I just want them all named in the obituary. Survived by Brad Johnson, Jim Smith, and just all of whom she loved, and
All of whom she
Sort
went
of.
to bed with.
all of whom she went to bed with. Yeah. Well, actually, something I didn't put in my notes, but you made me think of in the when they visit the parents. I just want real quick before we move on from that. Did it not appear that maybe this Canadian actor and wife may have had a scene where Bronson is in the living room telling them, and it just didn't work out? So they're like, "Fuck it!" They cut to him going in the door.
Yeah, that was weird.
They cut back to the rookie smoking, and then Bronson walking out just some time later and going, "Good, that was tough." You know, like
Yeah,
that's right. Don't let your feelings get involved. Because he just got done telling his rookie not to let his feelings interfere with his job, and then he had to go in there and do that. And
I guess he knew the girl that his daughter grew up with the daughter.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the daughters were friends or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and then not only does he say, "Don't let your feelings get involved in the job," but later on we're going to see Bronson pushing his daughter and this guy together, like,
Yeah.
"Hey, dumbass, she's hitting on you."
Yes. Fuck my daughter.
She's got good genes.
But now,
Take her to bed.
now we are at the funeral. You wanted to say we're at the funeral now, so you wanted to say something about the funeral.
Take my daughter to bed. All right, sorry.
Take her to bed.
So this is where
don't make her cheap.
don't take her cheaply to bed. Take her to a classy place.
Take her to a classy van.
Something with a wolf.
That's right.
I heard there's one that's up for sale.
Yeah.
Slightly used.
Slightly
used. You may want to change the carpet.
Replace that orange shag.
Replace the orange. Yeah,
shag carpeting.
It was that or green shag. Like that's pretty much. You walk into the shag carpet store, you got 2 walls. One has orange, one has green.
Yeah.
What size do you need? But
we're at the funeral now.
We're at the funeral now. So at the funeral, first of all, what was the young cop's name? What's his Stevens?
Andrew Stevens.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stevens, I swear he's doing a scene right out of Funeral Crashers, because as soon as he locks eyes with Laurie, it's like, we want to. You might as well be making that fucking gesture that Will Ferrell does in Wedding Crashers. They're extra horny, like.
Yeah.
Because like they're supposed to be kind of lamenting this woman's death, and they're just making googly eyes at each other. Laurie knew this girl, and she's like,
"Yeah,
cop's looking
she
at me."
Doesn't seem to be too
been out of shape
about it.
She was cheap. Sorry, that's the daughter's voice. In my head, she sounds like Bronson too, because it's Bronson's daughter. So, my friend Betty was cheap. Secondly, I swear, Warren might as well have just had this giant, like, cartoony shit-eating grin on his face. He's like, "I killed her." That's the look I got.
That's what I
off
have
of
written
him.
in my notes. Way to act creepy at the funeral.
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
Yes, it was. I mean, I don't know. because we've established that he's a pretty smart guy.
Yep.
And so you think when he was at the funeral, I don't know if he is mentally incapable of covering, covering his emotions, but
maybe
you figured if he went through all that trouble to cover up the crime, he wouldn't stand out like a sore thumb, just drawing attention to himself, just by being extra creepy when somebody's talking to, when Bronson's daughter's talking, she's like, "Don't I know you?" And he's like, "Do you? Have we met somewhere before? Have we?" Yeah. It's like,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a simple no would do?
Yeah.
Or
You
just,
think?
or if you have, it's like, we did, or, I don't know, or maybe we have.
I pulled down the zipper of your dress one time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Why
that's,
is this- I don't know.
sorry, that's the weird thing in this is that you guys are noticing plot things. The one thing I noticed in the funeral was there was a scene where Laurie, at the funeral, Laurie walks up to her father with the young cop next to him. And then one of the extras walks directly in front of the camera. I don't know if you've noticed this, but she walks directly in front of the camera. They cut to another angle, and then they cut back to that camera, and it's moved slightly to the to the right around the extra. And I was like, oh, you could have got rid of that in editing, but okay, that's all right. That's me. All right.
No, you could have got rid of it in directing.
Yeah, cut.
Yeah.
Let's take it. Let's go back to one. Try not to walk in front of Charles. Yes.
Yeah, you are not the star
Funeral
of the movie.
goer number 3. Try not to walk in front of Mr. Bronson.
You'd almost think that they were filming at an actual funeral, like to save money.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're just going to have some cameras and Charles Bronson over here. Just don't mind us.
It was like a
These aren't extras. These are actually funeral
goers. Yeah,
funeral goers.
yeah. There's a guerrilla style fucking movie making, I guess, in a Charles Bronson movie.
We saved money on that funeral scene. And seatbelts.
And seatbelts. Yeah.
So then, at the funeral,
yes, we get a big clue.
Charles Bronson and the father of the dead girl are talking very loudly about clues.
Yeah.
I think my daughter had a diary. It might tell us what we need to know. It's like, why are you shouting this at a funeral?
Yeah.
And we get now our second reference to how slutty Betty was. He's like, all the names of all the guys she did it with. So many names.
So many guys. Yes. Her father knew. Her father knew that she was fucking everybody.
And must have read the diary at one point. Sorry, Scott, just for you. Oh, so many names, eh? Oh, just so many names.
She's a fucking whore, bud.
Oh yeah, fuck, eh? It's like she would like fuck a moose if you position them right,
So naturally, the killer hears this.
Yes.
And
I don't know
goes
how.
to the
I don't know
apartment
how.
to retrieve the diary.
Yes, but we don't know that he doesn't know that Charles Bronson already has it.
Right. So,
I actually like this scene.
so we cut to the apartment. He breaks in. He's trying to find the diary, and he finally comes up on this rickety nightstand that is harder to get into than Fort Knox.
Why don't you just take the nightstand?
Yeah, just pick it up and smash it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes into the kitchen and gets a huge butcher knife and tries to pry open the drawer, and the roommate comes home. So he hides in the closet.
Conveniently enough.
Conveniently. So she's coming home from the funeral. She's drained. She changes into a robe, and her boyfriend calls, and she's like, you know what? I'm just going to fix myself something to eat. Why don't you come by in a couple hours? And here's something. Whenever you see somebody making toast in a horror movie or, an action movie, when they push that plunger down on the toast, you know that they will get murdered the second that toast pops up.
It happens twice in this movie.
Yeah. So when she put that toast in the toaster, I've seen this movie before, but I forgot this scene. I'm like, she's dead. I go, she's going to die, and that toast is going to pop up right when she dies, and that's exactly what happens. He comes out of the closet naked,
Naked, of course.
and stabs her, and then the toast pops up.
Yep. It actually
Okay,
happens later on too, because when he comes to the apartment of the girls, which we got to get to because this is running along. But anyway, she's making toast, and the toast actually pops. She takes it out, and that's when he comes in. So that's weird.
I have two things about this. One, I think that nightstand was made of just layers and layers and layers of paint.
Yes.
That's all it was. It was wood and then just painted over so many times. Secondly, I wish I'd been old enough to have dated an 80s lady, because there's something about a woman who wears a one-piece negligee, her robe open just so, and wants to cook eggs after a funeral in the middle of the afternoon.
Eggs after a funeral. That was weird to me. I'm like, okay, I've had some weird cravings for dinner myself, but eggs after a funeral? Oh, okay.
What is it that's soothing about eggs? I don't know, but anyway.
But he finally works the drawer open, and there's this box, and it says blatantly said, "My diary." In case there was any doubt, it's my diary. Now, it's not the actual diary; it's the box.
The box of the diary goes in?
And I've never known anybody who's had a diary that keeps it in the box.
No. Never.
So he opens the box, the diary is gone. So apparently Bronson has a flux capacitor, because he was able to get to the apartment before him.
No, he was there before. Remember when he met the roommate and he said, I'd like to see some of her things.
You're right. Okay.
Right?
But then Bronson would have said, I have the diary.
But then why not take the box?
Yes.
That's what I don't get. If you're going to take the diary, take the box.
But if the dad tells you there was a diary in there, Bronson's like, oh yeah, I think he would have said, I have that.
Yeah.
So,
that's weird.
Yeah, really. Like, don't make it sound like a new idea when you already have it.
Right, don't make it sound like a new idea when you have it. So, and that's it. Or either he just called ass over there to get the diary and lock up. But how would he get in if the roommate wasn't there? So, I don't know. So,
And might I add another subtle note? It was a very large and robust box.
It was.
To handle the weight of all those many names. It had to be very
so many names.
Oh, fuck.
So many names.
Oh, fuck, bud.
I was kind of hoping for a scene where she hears him rustling in the closet trying to get undressed back there, like just rubbing against the door.
Well, we keep bringing up that he's naked. The reason that he keeps undressing is that so he won't get blood on his clothes, so
Right.
It can't be traced back to him, which is actually kind of smart.
Which is very smart.
Yes.
Absolutely. He doesn't have to burn his clothes.
He doesn't have to burn his clothes. He doesn't have to take them to the
laundromat?
To the laundromat where or to a dry cleaner where they can interview him. It's like, well, he did bring all these clothes and there was a suspicious stain. So.
I like that he's very smart and kind of thrifty, too. He drives a modest Volkswagen and, he saves on his laundry bill by taking off his clothes
Speaking
first.
Speaking of thrifty, he comes home from the shopping market, and this is where the cops meet up with him, and it's sort of the first sort of interrogation of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they tracked him down is because they have the diary.
Because they have the diary.
Yes.
But then they start grilling him with the weirdest questions. So, you like movies, huh? He's like, yeah. Who doesn't?
Hey,
right?
I hear you like colors.
Yeah. So you like karate? Yeah.
And karate is brought up again, but it's never
paid off.
It never paid off. He never uses the karate, and it's like I said, Bruce Lee. When you go into the bathroom, when Charles Bronson excuses himself and goes into the bathroom, and on the bathroom door there is a Bruce Lee poster of Game of Death, which was produced by Globus,
yeah.
Who produced this movie.
Oh,
so that's how they were able to get that movie poster.
I see.
But this is the one that Bruce Lee dies while making that one. That's
right.
kind of...
No, he died. Yes, that's the one. That's the incomplete one. That's the one with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's right.
Yes.
But the other question they ask is, so I see you did some shopping. And I'm like, is no one allowed to shop in this town? Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Well,
why are you asking him these questions?
When they quiz him about the movie, they go, it's Butch Cassidy and a Sundance Kid. And Andrew Stevens goes, oh, isn't that the one with Paul Newman and Steve McQueen? And he goes, no, Newman and Redford.
Right.
But an interesting side fact is that Charles Bronson starred with Steve McQueen in The Magnificent Seven.
That's right.
So,
I remember that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
they name drop McQueen there? That now they also disobeyed a big rule of movies: never bring up a better movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
never mention a better movie in your shitty movie. Yeah,
Don't show us Game of Death in your shitty.
Well,
action
Game of Death,
movie.
I can see. Game of Death is not a better movie than this movie,
Yeah.
but
Butch
Cassidy is a
and
much
Sundance
better
Kid.
Sundance-
movie than this movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd put up Kareem versus Bruce Lee against any of these action
I will
scenes.
say that this is going to be an extra long podcast.
Yeah, sure.
The fight scene between Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bruce Lee is fantastic.
Epic.
I mean,
yeah.
just get the movie and just go to the ending and watch that. That's all you need to do.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finish the Game of Death, and that's all you need.
But while he's searching
oh.
the bathroom, what does he find?
Naked photo of a guy.
And
Oh, the deluxe ejaculator 3000.
yes,
My God, industrial strength.
an industrial strength.
Yeah, this thing looks like. At first, I thought it was like an oxygen mask. You know, there's something like the EMTs would put on you. Because I wasn't sure exactly what it was at first.
Yeah.
Because it kind of looks like this thing like they put the mask on you and they sort of help you breathe. They squeeze it and it helps you breathe. And I was like, that can't be. Oh.
No.
Oh no.
And Charles Bronson is
he brings it
handling
out.
like he like it, you know what? Ooh.
Well, yeah. I think that's fair. But then he brings it out during another
He
interrogation.
brings it out during the interrogation, and
when he's
another
back in
thing
the
is
police
like,
station.
It's for jerking off, isn't it? You know what this is? It's for jerking off.
Like, yes, of course. Why are you bringing this out? Why is it here?
This
Because he
I
wasn't
think-
under arrest at that time.
No.
So removing that from his apartment is illegal.
Technically speaking,
I believe
yeah.
so. So
It's theft technically because they didn't have a warrant or anything like that. He just took it.
right, exactly. Because
but
at that
in-
point he was just under suspicion. He wasn't under arrest. They had no
Nope.
warrant. You know, he permitted them. He gave them permission to come into his apartment.
Yep.
So, and which he could have revoked at any time.
Yep.
But
This apartment scene is one of my favorite parts. One of the favorite lines from Bronson. He's like, and there's another name. He keeps reading off like all of the comments that Betty made about this one guy that creeped her out at the office, and all the stuff that he did. Do you know who that is? I'll give you a hint. It's you. That's a hint, Chuck?
you didn't
really?
give me a chance to guess.
Yeah, you didn't even give me a chance to guess. You didn't give me a hint. I give you a hint. It's you. Okay, thanks. He would have made a bad game show host. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You imagine him doing Jeopardy? And here are the categories.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you a hint at the answer. It's Pompeii. Oh, you win. You won. Again. You know?
No need for a lightning round. All right.
And I think this is a first for CanadianMovieCrew.com. I think this is the first full-fledged industrial strength jerk-off machine we've ever had in
I
any
think so.
movie that we've
Yeah.
reviewed.
Yeah.
So,
I
Wow.
believe next we get introduced to Bronson's daughter, Charles Bronson's daughter in the
Yeah.
movie,
Lori.
Lori.
well, it's the next scene we have after the funeral.
No, we're not introduced, but this is where we find out that they don't have a good. It's that famous cop trope. I
Yeah.
have a poor relationship with my daughter.
Yeah,
Please.
this is where we get introduced to the daughter's sass. This is what we get introduced to in this scene.
Yeah.
Right.
She's definitely my daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's Charles Bronson's daughter. You know, she makes it clear that he hasn't been a good dad, and Charles Bronson is a widow. And later she insinuates that Charles Bronson was not a good husband.
Yeah.
So it's the standard, I'm a cop, but cop is being a cop is my life, so I don't have time for my wife and daughter.
Yep.
The standard trope there.
Absolutely. Almost every cop is a bad husband / father. Like the better you are at your job as a cop, the worse you are at home.
Yep.
Right.
Pretty
so,
much.
So there's one guy who got busted down to working a desk all day, father of the year.
Oh, yeah. He goes to every ball game.
Right.
He sees every
Yeah.
recital.
Yeah, that's right. He's got that 9 to 5, he might as well be working with every woman in the typing pool. But wouldn't it have been better if this was a police typing pool, by the way, and the guy works downstairs or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's Warren, that weird guy from downstairs that works with all the chicks, you know?
Well, and so eventually, like, they do arrest him.
No, they don't arrest him. They just bring him in for questioning.
They bring him in for questioning.
So the girls from the movie theater can identify him.
Right, and they do so.
They say that's yes.
And then, but how does he get brought back? Because eventually he gets brought back on Murder 1, doesn't he?
No.
Oh, this is
No, he
Yes,
gets brought
he
back.
does later.
That's later. Well,
Okay.
well, first, and because then
They get the tapes. Because he ends up calling Lori.
right. Well, so here's what happens. The next scene after the police station is Charles Bronson, his daughter, and the young cop having lunch together.
Right.
Right, and she invites the young cop to a party.
Right.
And that's where she reveals that she got a obscene phone call from a guy who spoke
with a Spanish. Yeah.
Which was a clue, which happened to the last girl.
Yeah.
So the young
So we
cop,
go to
the young cop accepts the invitation to the party just so he can keep an eye on her.
And they tap the phone.
And they tap the phone at the his daughter is a nurse, and she lives with 3 other nurses in this dormitory setting.
Right, it's a teaching hospital.
Yes.
Okay. Does that happen? Is that normal?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Used to be anyway. Where you'd have a living quarters because these nursing students would be in class part time, and then also in the hospital part time.
So we cut to the 80s dance party.
A swinging, sexy 80s dance party.
Where
Woo!
we see headbands and leg warmers.
Oh,
and,
God, the whole thing.
Oh, the big hair. And instantly, like 5 seconds in, cocaine reference, everybody. Here we go.
10 seconds in, people fucking in the washroom. So
Yeah.
Oh, I love that scene because the guy, they get scared when Buddy busts in with his gun. But as soon as he leaves, he's just like, I'm still hard. Pushes her down. He's like, let's keep fucking.
He said to carry on.
He said
so.
carry on.
Yeah.
So it's like, who am I to disobey an officer of the law? You
Yeah,
know?
really.
So this is where the romance subplot is introduced between Charles Bronson's daughter and his partner.
Quick note about the 80s party. Did it not seem like basically when they were filming it, chances are there was no music playing, so they had no idea what they were dancing to?
That probably was, for the dialogue. I wouldn't doubt that if because
absolutely. And so they're all just like, we don't know what we're dancing to. Generic 80s dancing. It was awesome.
All right, I want some generic 80s dancing out there. So.
And action.
Oh man, it was the best. And then the generic 80s pop that they overlay it is just completely out of place. I mean, it's offbeat and everything like that. It was fantastic. So yes, back to the blossoming love.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's so
they
boring.
leave the party, they go out, he walks her back home, they kiss, and the phone rings. And he's like, answer the
right.
phone and this is where he gets what leads him to get brought back in again.
That's right.
Because he calls her and he starts talking dirty. And he says the word cunt. He calls her a cunt.
Right.
And which is, I think I saw this movie on Showtime. I think that was the first time I may have heard that word in my whole life. Yeah. So that might have been the first time I heard that word. And,
Daddy, what's a cunt?
yes. But what happens?
Go ask your mother. No.
Yeah, ask your mother.
What's
I like
a
how your
cunt?
dad is now Charles Bronson,
Yes.
but anyway, sorry, go ahead.
What's a cunt? My mother-in-law. Anyway, go play outside.
Well, he talks to her on the phone, and then she starts getting into it, and he gets angry, and that's why he calls her that. Because I guess he wants to be in control, and I guess from what we've hinted before, he doesn't like it when women are interested or something like that.
I guess maybe he's so far gone it doesn't matter now. So
Right. He's trying to get it.
He flips out when she starts. I'll meet you at a hotel. He gets really angry at that. So.
Well, yeah, it's her sass wins the day here that
Right.
we were previously introduced to, and it's really just a matter of I think he's trying to get a rise. So when she actually goes along with it, it's like, hey, that's not the reaction I wanted.
I want you to be scared and stuff like that. So
Exactly.
she did a great job of not falling into his trap.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and does what the cop's saying, keep him talking so they get this long voice recording of him, which was very clever by the cop.
And they replay it. And what do we hear when they replay it?
Cunt.
Yes. So they replay that. They replay that snippet.
Yeah. Oh, and I love the forensic of this. They play one tape. They play the other. Yep, that's the same guy.
It's an identical
There's
voice.
no
but the guy,
electronical, voice morphing or voice mapping or anything. Nope. Just click. Click. That's the guy. That's definitely him.
Now hold on there.
Expert opinion, they call it later in the movie. Expert testimony.
Whoa, time out, Sean. I'm sorry. I got to call you on this one because he did hand him 2 separate pieces of dot matrix paper that clearly had the computer readout. That's what we called it, which had waves on it. Clearly, beyond a shadow of a doubt showing.
And he tore the circles off the side of the page, so you know it's official shit.
Well, the guy's a professional.
You're not going to give Bronson a readout, with perforated edges.
What are you doing? Come on, man. This is a profession. You're tearing down this guy's profession. He's obviously very old. He's been doing it a long time. There was a time when he would have to draw those wavy lines himself. So let's give him kudos for adapting to the times. I'm sorry, I had to come to this man's defense. He's a professional.
Fair enough. But then this is where, so they go and arrest him, and they grab his clothing that he wore the night of the murder of the blonde, the original blonde, the whore.
Yes.
And they grab the jacket and the pants and the shirt or whatever, and then we get a scene where Charles Bronson basically goes in and gets blood.
Right. He's
to tamper the evidence.
Yes. Which he's talking to Andrew Stevens, and he's like, we got to keep this guy off the street. So he makes a moral judgment. It's like, I'm going to frame this guy.
Yeah.
Which I wrote in my notes. We'll get to it. So he goes to the place where the blood is stored, and the intern is smoking weed. Another classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
guy who works nights smokes weed in the lab.
Yeah.
Charles Bronson sends him away on a stupid errand, and Charles Bronson gets a sample of the dead girl's blood. Knows exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
Knows exactly where it's at. Goes right
Which
through.
vial?
Doesn't have to rummage through the refrigerator where it's kept. Knows exactly where it's at. Gets the vial, steals some, puts it back.
Well,
yeah.
Contrast that with the young kid who is just sent to get a tape. And takes him forever.
Yes.
He's going through each tape. He's like, oh my, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Oh my God, I can't find the tape.
And he works there.
And
he's the one that should know exactly where this is. But it's like, hey kid, pothead, go find the tape for about 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And he knew exactly which vial it was in. Just whoop. And then he knows exactly what to do and how to, it's like, what the scary part is? It looks like he's done this before.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
This is not his first frame up. He just gets busted by the kid later.
He knows every single move of how to do this.
So, so he steals
exactly.
the blood and he plants them on the clothing, and I put, in parentheses, insomnia. Did you ever see Insomnia with Robin Williams and Al Pacino?
I did once a long time ago.
Al Pacino does the same thing in that movie to frame somebody that he thinks is a killer.
Yeah.
So.
And I have in my notes, Dirty Cop, our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That is very weird.
And then they go back and the guy's being questioned with his lawyer, or he's talking with his lawyer or the DA or something like that, or both. And Bronson walks in and he's like, "Hey, we're booking you in Murder 1." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, no." And then the guy flips, the killer flips out. I'm like, way to look not guilty.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And he starts punching the door. He picks up a chair. He throws it at the door, busting the door a little bit. I'm like, that makes you look guilty. Maybe calm down a bit.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that goes back to where he can't control that.
Okay, granted.
Yeah, I don't think he can control that stuff. Right.
I got to admit, I would kind of be that mad too if I knew Like he knows, okay, yes, he did it, but he went to such
but
lengths
he
to
knows
make
that
sure.
can't be true.
That's true.
Yeah, he knows that that's absolutely false. So now he's getting busted, but for all the wrong reasons. So
Right.
he absolutely can't. Yeah, this is crazy. Sorry, I got to stop real quick to welcome back someone else. By the way, the guy who played the lawyer.
Okay.
The actor's name is Jeffrey Lewis.
Jeffrey
We
Lewis.
last saw him on this show in Double Impact.
Van Damme.
I knew that. I knew he was in the movie we saw once before.
Yes.
That's right. Double
He's
Impact.
he was a big Clint Eastwood. He worked in a lot of Clint Eastwood movies. Jeffrey Lewis. He was
okay.
He was one of Clint Eastwood's stock players. So now he's with he's been in movies of two of the most famous tough guys ever, Clint Eastwood and Charles Bronson.
See,
Oh,
I
sure,
know,
but not-
I know him
not
from two
only that.
places. I know him from Maverick with Mel Gibson.
Yes.
He
Yep,
plays
he's
the
in
bank.
Maverick.
He plays the bank owner. And I also know him from Square One Television, which was a PBS show back in the early '90s, all about math. But he had a recurring role on that show, so that's how I know him.
Well, now hang on. He's also had a lot of TV fame, being on not only the A-Team but Magnum PI.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
Thi-
he did a bunch of stuff. So
Oh, everything from Falcon Crest to Golden Girls.
he
Blue
was
Thunder
in an
did-
episode. They made a live-action television series of Spider-Man in 1978.
Yep.
He was in an episode. He was a bad guy in the episode of one of those. Photo finish. I remember the name of the episode.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Go dated reference.
Yes.
Wow.
Hell yeah. I mean, he was on the $6 Million Man. This
Okay.
guy has had a career.
Yeah, he's a big
Holy
character.
shit.
Well, he's
actor.
dead now, but he had a career.
He had a career. Starsky and Hutch. Like.
Okay,
Nate,
Mark, just step away from the IMDb. We gotta go.
All right. Sorry.
We got
Oh,
still
God,
a
he was
long
in
way to
King-
go on this movie.
He was in Kung Fu. All right. Sorry.
Which was originally supposed to star Bruce Lee. Boom!
That's
full
right.
circle.
Boom. Full of it. Yep. Way to bring it back around. Awesome.
So, but then we find out later on. Okay, so they get to sort of the court thing. They kind of bring him into the court, and they go to trial pretty quickly.
Yeah.
In this,
Well, the lawyer, Jeffrey Lewis, the lawyer, keeps insinuating that the evidence is false. The evidence is false. So do you think that the killer told him, I killed this guy, but I was naked, so there's no way that blood could have been on my...
I think he must have.
I think he did.
I think he did
And-
too.
And this guy's just a damn good defense attorney. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm taking everything out of it. It's all about the evidence now.
Because
and
he gives
they've-
him the crazy defense, right?
Right.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
And he says, whatever you did, we'll go with you're crazy because that'll work. That'll get you away. That'll put you in a mental hospital and not in the death chair.
In fact, I'll go so far as to give Jeffrey Lewis's character so much credit that after the freak out, he's like, oh shit, he did it. He absolutely did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this. He would have seen
Well,
this
you know,
before.
Jeffrey Lewis plays a scumbag. You know, he just plays a scumbag lawyer. He's just taking this case for the glory and the
The limelight.
publicity and all that.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care
Absolutely.
about this guy one way or the other. He doesn't care about the dead girl one way or another. He just wants the publicity.
Yeah, he's looking at his win-loss record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, the young cop, the rookie cop, finds out about the tampering after some prodding from the DA. He's like, you're going to have to tell the truth, the whole truth. If you don't know the truth, you better find out the truth. So he finds out the truth.
That was actually really good on the lawyer.
Oh, sure.
Just-
Absolutely.
Just harass the partner right down the line to make sure that he actually gets to the truth.
Yep. And then Bronson gives himself up, essentially. Well, he admits to the judge that he
admits
tampered with the
He
evidence.
admits to Andrew. He goes, "Do you think I planted that evidence? I did." That's all.
I'll give you a hint.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. It
Hey,
was me. You know?
If you want to know who planted that evidence, I'll give you a hint. It was me.
I'll give you a hint. It
You're
wasn't
right.
you. It was me.
That's exactly what he does.
And then he goes to the judge, but he goes up to the prosecutor, and he pulls him aside and says, I tampered with the evidence. I tampered with the evidence. You got to stop the trial. And then they go up to the judge, and they have a sidebar, and he says, and he's like, wow, really? You tampered with the evidence? And he says, I totally did. And then cut, and he's still a cop.
No, he's not a cop.
He's not a cop.
He's
at that
been
point?
fired,
Oh, okay.
but he's not
Just-
in jail.
Just fired.
Oh, okay.
Just fired.
Just fired, but he's not in
That's
jail. And I figure, isn't tampering with evidence a crime?
That's what I would have thought.
Unless he's out on bail. But
They skip right over that if he is. They do not show us any of
they
that.
do not
No.
show us anything. So he
And
did,
according
he
to
did
this
say he got
movie-
fired. But
That's
he is
it.
not
According
in
to
jail.
this movie,
and
he
he
got
definitely
fired.
should be in jail.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say definitely. I don't know the legal. I mean, I don't know the legal system that well. But to me, it seems like if you tamper with evidence, you should be
in jail.
You would be in jail, or or at least out on bail or something like that.
Yeah.
I believe there is a term for that, obstruction of justice.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So we don't even get something from the judge that says, listen, due to your 20 years of service, we're not going to sentence you, but you can never be a cop again or something to kind of
right.
give this guy.
But
Because Bronson, he's just too happy about it. I've got time on my hands now to pursue this creep.
Hey, I can track this down and harass him for all I want now.
Yeah, I don't even have to type anything.
But does the trial have to end?
Yes.
Well, they
'Cause
could have done. It didn't have to end. I get they could have. That was the only evidence they had. They could have gone on circumstantial evidence, which I don't believe that was strong.
No.
So
No, everything that
but
this
if
whole
the
trial was
went
based
ahead
on.
and they found him not guilty, can't try him again.
That's right. Double
Double
jeopardy.
Indemnity.
jeopardy, yeah.
Double jeopardy. Sorry. So I think the prosecutor did a smart thing by dismissing it. So in case something comes up later, they can try this guy.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah, they're
I
so-called-
think everybody in that room knows that he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they just lost their smoking gun.
Right.
So, turned out to be a water pistol.
And so Bronson starts harassing the guy. He's dropping off the crime scene photos at his work, which I assume gets him fired. Right?
Yes.
Because the lady goes to Brenda in HR, and he's, I'm going straight to personnel. You're out of here. And the ladies. in
Oh,
the
sure,
typing pool,
sure.
they
Now
wanna be there.
he gets fired. Oh, okay. Now he gets fired.
Now he gets fired. Yeah. And then so Bronson's following him, and then he goes to do. And this is where he picks up the hooker.
Right.
Right.
Well, but first, before he picks up the hooker, he goes into a cabinet and gets the butterfly knife he used to kill the whore with, which
Right.
means the police did a shitty job
Thank you.
searching that apartment because he just went, it was just like he just reached into this cupboard under the sink and pulled out a knife. It's like nobody looked up, you didn't.
Yeah.
So the
Well,
police did a shitty job. If they would have had the knife, that might have been physical evidence that they could have matched
Yeah.
the crime scene.
Well, you had him on charges of murder 1. You think that would give you enough evidence or enough to warrant a search of the house or a search of his apartment?
Yeah. So.
But that's the thing. So Bronson plans this whole thing right from go. So he says, "Just bring the clothes. I'll bloody them up later," and that's it. And
That's true.
but now,
No,
granted,
that's true.
another tick in this killer's repertoire, though. Did you see exactly where he hid the knife? He had to pull a pipe out from under his sink and fish it out, and it was all wrapped up.
Yeah.
So it was in one of the lowest points in the sink. So he had to basically forego using that sink, and he wraps it up and he keeps it in there. I mean, again, that's actually really clever because you never see in movies where they're like, "Oh no, we need the smoking gun. Check the sink. No, pull out the pipes." And
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Get it?
true. Yeah.
someone called the forensics team and the plumber.
Yeah. Call the Mario Brothers.
Call the Mario Brothers. Yeah, call the Mario Brothers. Exactly.
John Leguizamo. and
Well,
what's his face?
but you were talking about this is where he picks up the hooker. We see the standard-looking pimp with the hat
yeah.
and all that. I mean, just textbook.
Why's he always got to be a black man?
Yeah. So if you looked up pimp in 1970s, early 80s, that was what you would get right there.
Oh yeah, they hired that guy, and that guy got a lot of work playing that character.
And was
that
one of the
pimp.
hookers a dude?
I think so.
Okay.
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay.
Yes.
This
Not
is
that
the
there's
start of the
anything wrong with that.
androgyny movement of the 80s.
Just asking. Kind of looked
It
like
was
Frankenfurter, that's all I'm saying.
And now, and the other thing, sadly, if I'm not mistaken, only black guy in the movie. Not to be racist, but this movie's kind of
No,
racist.
yeah, no, that's
Well,
true.
they had the black. Her roommate was a black. We had a black girl. Her roommate was a
One,
black.
yes, yeah,
True.
one and one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a limit. I don't know.
Were there any black women in the secretarial pool?
Nope.
No. Oh. So-
No one in the police force.
There was the black sergeant
yeah.
that his daughter was talking to.
Yeah,
That's funny. He never mentioned a daughter before.
Good.
So 3. So
Sorry, let's go to that conversation real quick. Yeah, I'm his daughter. You're his daughter. So that means he's your father. Yes, he's my father, and that means I'm his daughter. Why are we having this conversation? Do you guys not know the definition of daughter and father? Like, wow. Okay. Anyway.
Now, you know what? I sit corrected. There was 2 of them, but still kind of like we're not there yet. Where anyway, I suppose 3 white guys shouldn't be sitting around talking about this. Anyway,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the role. I love the role of liquor in this movie. It's essentially liquid chloroform that you just drink, because we have a scene with Laurie and Charles Bronson, and she's had a couple of sips, and she's like, "Ooh, I'm all drowsy and tipsy. Walk me, take me home." And then later on,
can we go to that scene? There was something on that scene. I've seen this in a lot of movies. She kisses Charles Bronson on the lips, and it's not sexy, but I just don't. Do grown children kiss their parents on the lips?
Not grown.
No, I don't. I never kissed my mother on the lips when I was a grown man. So
as a kid, yeah, you can kind of get away with it.
As a kid, yeah, but as adults, I see this in a lot of movies. It's just creepy. He's 63. She's in her early 20s.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be kissing her dad on the lips.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, it's on the cheek.
Yeah.
He kisses her on the forehead lovingly. You know what I mean? She kisses him on the cheek, maybe 2 if you're French.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. But no lip kissing.
But the weird thing also in that scene is she kind of puts her arm around him and goes, "So you want to taste? Okay, so you take me home."
Right.
And I'm like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I had a shiver too.
I know the context of what she's saying, and I know she doesn't mean that, but
I know
that's why we got an R rating.
Yeah.
Just that.
For incest.
Yes.
Yeah. No, exactly. She's like, "Oh, who am I to argue with my dad?" But it's just like, "You want to take me home?" And then, brr, 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 sexy jazz music,
Yeah. Cue the saxophone.
But that's the thing. Liquor in this movie is an instant sedative, because when Warren gets the hooker to the hotel, 1 glass of what? Jack Daniels or Scotch or something like that?
I think it was drugged. I think that liquor was drugged, because
we don't see it though.
We don't see it, but he doesn't take a drink and he pours it all down the toilet. So I think because he makes it definitely not like you said, we're not shown it, but I think it was drugged.
Well, here's why I would argue against that, is because in the scene before with Laurie and Chuck, I forget what his character's name is.
Leo.
I'm just calling him Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
Leo. Sorry, with Laurie and Leo, she literally says, as a health professional, liquor's the best sedative that I can think of.
Yes, she does.
She actually sets it up as a really great sedative. So that's why it then pays off, quote unquote, with like the hooker taking a sip. "I'm sleepy," and away she goes.
Well, I thought she was dead.
But you figure, I don't think a hooker should be drinking anything that a stranger gives her.
For
That's
sure.
true.
She should probably know better. Or 2, she's lived a rough life. She can handle 1 glass of, Jack Daniels. A glass of Jack Daniels is not going to put her out. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, she walks the street. She has a bracer when she gets home from that job.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, she's not relaxing
that's not always...
with a Diet Coke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to do my Jane Fonda workout tape and have a Diet Coke and go to bed,
She's definitely not a stranger to what the Laurie's girlfriends called earlier in the movie grain alcohol.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
No, I didn't catch that.
She goes,
I did.
We're talking about the party tonight. Oh, I think I can secure us a bottle of grain alcohol. And I'm like, all right. Sure.
Well,
all right. You're from the farm, are you? Like,
why? Yeah. Where's this movie set? Hazard County? What the hell's going on here?
Flash.
I love it.
So here's something we see this week, which we saw last week. The shitty hotel front desk who just lets anybody into any room for any amount of money. Now it's because last week during Maniac Cop, go listen to that one before you listen to this one.
Whoa! Spoiler alert for Maniac Cop, mind you.
Yes. Okay. There's a scene in Maniac Cop where this woman gets a key to a room just by getting it from the front desk. And it happens again in this movie. Charles Bronson what room did they go in? And he just gives them a 20. Okay, give me the key. So it's in these movies, it's extremely easy to get into a hotel room.
Hey, give me the key. No. Maybe Mr. Jackson will change your mind. Okay.
Wait. Are you proposing a shared universe with Maniac Cop where it's the same shitty hotel?
I think
And
so.
Oh my God.
with very low hiring standards?
That's what I have, another loose hotel clerk.
Yes,
what I have
that's
in my
exactly
notes.
what happened. So that's 2 weeks in a row that's happened in a movie.
Oh my God! And is it me? Sorry. Are we past the hotel
go
here?
ahead.
Because Chuck gets this, delayed enough for him to, again, very clever, knows he's being followed, sets up this alibi with a hooker, right? Because ostensibly, if he actually succeeded in killing Lori, he could hop back into this hotel, get back into bed with her, and she'll remember him. Right? It's the theater all over again.
But I think he believes he lost Charles Bronson.
Yeah,
So
but
I don't
picking
think
up
he knew that Charles Bronson was right on his tail.
No, but he's still, that's what I mean. Like, whether Charles Bronson's telling him or not, this is the theater all over again.
Right.
No, hang on a second. He kills the hooker.
No, the hooker's not dead.
The
Bronson
hooker's not
checks her.
dead?
No, the hooker's just out.
Oh.
Yes.
Again, alcohol is a very good sedative.
Right.
That's what
I thought
And that's another reason why because when he checks in, he makes it very specific. Give me a wake-up call in 3 hours.
Yeah.
So he makes it very specific. And he couldn't kill. I mean, why would he kill her? People have seen him go in.
True.
So it would just be, if he's setting up an alibi, it would be stupid to
But
kill
the thing
her.
was, like, Charles Bronson checks her pulse. And that's why, and you only do that with dead people.
Well, no, you make sure people are alive by checking their
Right,
pulse.
but in movies, you only check the pulse of dead people. Right?
I'm pretty, I'm pretty
no.
sure that she's alive and she's going to be his alibi later.
Well, that makes more sense then. Okay.
But
Right,
I'm also sure that he didn't know that Bronson was right behind him. Because Bronson went back and asked one of her hooker friends where she usually takes her johns. So that's where he knew where to find him.
Maybe this 50 will tell you.
Maybe this, yes. For someone who's unemployed, he's spending money like water. So
I know. What is he even doing with his paychecks? I mean, he doesn't drink. I don't know. Like, I'll buy another tweed jacket. That's about it.
I put $30 in my tweed jacket fund.
But here's another stupid cop thing. It's like Andrew Stevens knows that Charles Bronson is hassling the killer, and Andrew Stevens goes, he's going to come after you, and that's what Bronson wants. Neither one of them suspect that he would go after the daughter.
No.
Yeah.
No, and that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, it goes after young women.
Yes.
And especially after the crank phone call.
Exactly.
Stevens was right there.
So essentially, with Charles Bronson following this guy, he leaves his daughter unprotected and pisses the guy off just to make him go after her with a greater fever. So,
yeah.
Yeah, she's received two dirty, obscene phone calls. Google it. And then,
before dick pics, we had obscene phone calls.
Yeah, that's basically it. There's no cops at the door. There's no surveillance on the dormitory room.
Yeah,
There's
not even a marked squad car.
Other than here's my walkie-talkie.
Right, which is at the time when he says it's the cutting edge of
cutting edge technology.
Cutting edge technology is a police scanner.
And this thing had to weigh like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
This brick that she got.
This thing is bigger than the Zach Morris telephone. Again, Google it.
Two things about this hospital. First of all, this is where I absolutely want to be brought every time I'm sick, because it only has hot nurses.
Yeah,
and apparently it only has 4 nurses. In the entire dorm, there are 4 women living there in one room because they all scream literally bloody murder, and there's no pop by from the neighbors to say, true. Are you okay, Joan? Are you okay, Sally? Are you watching a scary movie? Oh, there's a guy with a knife. Like, no, nothing.
Nobody notices the naked guy with roses walking up the stairs.
Thank you.
Now, and this is where he gets naked again. And
I can't believe that has to be said on this podcast.
He gets naked again. Once again, last 2 movies, there's been a ton of male nudity in these movies.
At least this one.
I'm sensing a trend here,
yeah,
and you've picked both of them.
I picked both of them. That's on me. I take that. But he has to know that if he murders Charles Bronson's daughter, they have to know it's him.
Yes.
They have to know it's him.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would get naked. There's absolutely no way he could. Well, I guess so. But to me, it's like there's no way he could get out of this if he murders Charles Bronson's daughter. So why is he getting naked for this?
Well, I assume that this is during a time where fingerprints aren't a thing because his fingerprints are everywhere, his footprints are everywhere.
Yeah, unless, and I want to get to the footprints in a second, unless that's just the way he does, unless he can only do it naked. You know, maybe it's like he said, that's the knife is his penis. Maybe he can't. Maybe he has to be naked just to get into killing. So
maybe.
You know
maybe
what?
That's not only getting blood on your clothes, but maybe that's just the way he has to do it. Now, here's the deal. Are we at the part where he gets into
hang on, Mark.
Yeah, I'm just going to weigh in as the expert here. I've watched several seasons of Criminal Minds, so...
Oh, thank God, I thought you were going to say expert as a naked serial killer. But
No, I've never been a naked serial killer. But I will concur with your hypothesis. This is part of his process. If Criminal Minds has taught me anything, you get into a rhythm, and apparently you can only do it one way. And I don't think he's naked outside the building. I think he actually waits till he gets past the front door, because we see him in some sort of hallway.
Yeah, but still, he's walking up the stairs naked.
Oh yeah, he does.
But
does
since there's
those
only
3
4
floors
nurses,
or whatever.
there's no.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sorry, you were going?
I'm just wondering. So we're at where once again, roses are. Whatever you do, don't open the door for anybody you don't know. I'm going to open the door for this guy I don't know. Who delivers roses in the middle of the night?
Yeah, really.
It's the middle of the night. Who delivers roses in the middle of the night?
And what's the plan here? What's the play? He's got the roses partially obscuring his face. Does he really think that Laurie won't recognize him behind a couple of buds?
Yeah.
Well, nobody knows that he was naked, so...
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, the roommates haven't seen him. But Laurie has.
That's true.
So, if the roommates answer, they don't know who he is from anybody.
Hey, wait a minute.
But if Laurie comes to the door, like he's hoping...
Well, yeah, but his face was plastered all over the TV and papers for weeks.
Okay, that just furthers my point. This little ruse of a couple of roses, that's going to fool anybody.
That's true. That's true.
Big fault here.
It's like, well, maybe if Laurie had looked through the keyhole, it's kind of like, that flower delivery guy kind of looks like Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Maybe I shouldn't open the door. And I love, too, we actually get a don't open that door in the movie.
Now,
okay. This is one thing I have to ask you, too. Sorry. This is sort of a stereotype of American theaters, where people talk a lot in the movie theaters?
Yes.
Is that really it?
That is really a lot of people talk in theaters in the States.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Well, now here's
I would hate that.
Okay, you're in your home, the phone is ringing, and the door knocks at the same time. What do? You answer the phone and say, "There's somebody at the door. I'll be right back."
Yes. Okay.
Everybody answers the door first. Nobody ever answers the phone first.
Right.
Because she walks right past the phone to the front door and says, "Somebody get that phone." So,
in her defense, she is living with 3 other people.
Yeah,
and
that
they're
is
all there.
true. But she walked
She's
right
not
past
exactly...
the phone. She couldn't have just picked it up and said, hello, yeah, because I feel if somebody came to your door, they're going to stick around a lot more since they made the trip.
That's
if
right.
somebody calls, they may, let it ring 3 or 4 times and then hang up. So if you can just pick up the phone and just say, "Oh, hey, hello, I'll be back right in a second," and just put the phone down. So
she could have done both. You're right.
She could have done both.
That's food for thought.
Well, I mean, she was designated though as the only one who was ready enough to answer a live person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. She had my hair, my makeup. I'm in the shower.
Right.
Can't do it.
So,
I'm making
she's the
toast
only one
again.
Presentable to answer the door.
I'm making toast again.
Yes.
Lori's in the kitchen making toast. Yep. So that's why she couldn't do either, apparently.
And you know what? Her toast was burnt on one side and barely cooked on the other. I happened to notice that.
I'm getting hungry.
So she opens the door, forces her way in.
He comes in, kills 3 of them.
Yes. And
short work.
Very slasher film, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this is where... Now, I will say he kills the girl at the door right away, and then he takes one, and he's, where's
Laurie?
Where's Laurie? She doesn't give Laurie up. Doesn't give Laurie up.
That's true.
Says
Brave girl.
she's not here. She's at the hospital. Doesn't give Laurie up. very strong. In face of danger, she's not giving her friend up. I thought that was a great, strong performance by that actress, and a nice choice that she didn't automatically give her friend up.
Yep.
Lori,
Absolutely.
on the other hand, is coward in letting her friends get slashed and doesn't do anything.
And yeah, in fact, she just tries to hide and
She
let me
tries
pull
to
this towel
hide.
in.
And you know what? He's distracted. Come up behind him with something.
Yeah, really.
Hit him with something.
Hit him with the curling iron
him
that
with
you
the
do
cu-
later.
yeah, so-
that you do later on.
Or turn off the lights, like
Yeah.
she did. When she was trying to save herself. Oh,
Now she's full of
MacGyver
ideas.
while she's
Oh,
trying to.
yeah, now she's
full
full of
fucking getting
ideas.
slaughtered. She's hiding in the corner.
I tell you what, she should have grabbed that toaster. It doesn't work right anyway.
Yes,
You throw the toaster out.
right.
I mean, come on.
But we were talking about footprints. You notice he's walking around the house, not leaving a single footprint.
Yep.
In blood.
Yep.
But when she locks herself in the bathroom, he starts kicking that door. His
Footprints
feet
all
are
over the place.
bloody footprints all over the place. So,
Yep.
And she does
And-
the stupid thing, which most people do in a horror movie: hide under a bed.
Yep.
Which is there's nowhere to go once you've hidden under a bed.
Yeah. He was in the bathroom, run to the door.
Yes. And there's also that standard trope. There's a body block in the door, and so they can't figure out to move the body. To open
Move the
door.
fucking body. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so she's just a frail woman, so she can't do it.
Yeah.
But secondly, this guy, for all of his karate posing,
Never
He's
uses
got
any
the-
karate.
he's a shitty kicker.
Yeah.
He can't get through a bathroom door.
Well, he breaks the mirror,
Yeah.
so give him that.
I'll give him that.
Now,
It took him like 6 strikes to get there, though. That's the thing.
I actually went back and rewatched that scene because he breaks the mirror like 3 or 4 times. And you could tell it was cut after cut because the mirror gets smashed, and then it like, spidered all over the place. And then they go back to her, and then they cut back to the mirror again. And it wouldn't be as smashed as it was before. And then it'd go back, and then it wasn't as smashed. And then it go back, and it wasn't as smashed. And I was like, huh, interesting. Okay.
Then he hears a car pull up, and she's like, "That's my dad. He's here to kill you." And then he does the standard, rest assured, I'll be back. All right. And then he does the fake leave where he opens and closes the door.
Well, he actually does leave.
He actually does leave, but he comes back. So
Somehow he gets back in without making a sound.
right. So
Must have been on his tippy
now
toes.
during all this, we should say that Charles Bronson is speeding to his daughter's place, and he's contacted
the rookie cop.
the rookie cop, who in turn has contacted every single fucking police officer in
Including
Los
the helicopter.
Angeles,
including the helicopter.
including a helicopter, and I believe people from San Francisco, because so he contracts every cop in the state to meet him at the dormitory. So
I'm pretty sure there's highway patrolmen driving down to get these guys.
right.
So in the time that it took Bronson to interrogate the hotel owner, do his search, go back down, get an open line to try and call. Does he call Stevens or does
Calls
he
his
call
daughter.
her?
Calls his daughter's house.
Call his daughter's place, right?
Right.
And then he has to get in his car and speed over. We've had Warren doing all like the sneak up, the ruse, the 3 killings, the attempted door kicking.
Yeah.
And then comes back into the room and has got her.
Yeah.
Something's not missing because Bronson is still on his way.
Well,
How
I
did
guess
Warren get
stop
there
at-
so fast in his little VW?
I got stopped at a red light, don't you know?
Damn
And-
traffic.
Yeah.
Damn traffic. You ever tried to
You got-
get down to 15 at this time of night? Ugh. It's a killer.
Well, I know there was no traffic because. Well, I'll address that later. So not casually. She tentative. Say the word for me.
Tentative. Oh, see, now you got me
I
going.
can't.
Tentatively.
Tentatively steps out of the bathroom, takes a few steps,
And gets caught.
and he gets caught.
Yeah.
And then she burns him in the face with a curling iron.
Yep.
So she had the wherewithal to heat up the curling iron?
Well, no, they were getting ready.
Yeah, the roommate was
The roommates
using
were getting ready.
Oh, no,
so it was
sorry.
already
But the
plugged in.
wherewithal to unplug it and have it at the ready, I guess.
it. Well,
When she couldn't, maybe she couldn't have thought of that. I don't know. When her 3 friends were dying.
Right.
Yeah,
Burn-
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And by the way, as a nurse, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
No.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay. I'm just saying. First of all, you have 3 nursing students. They would know that, like, one stab to the stomach. Like they go down like
that's
they're.
the thing. Yes.
Here, but
They
here's
just-
the deal. He's naked and he's kick him in the balls.
Yes.
He's naked. His junk is, just grab it. He's naked. He's vulnerable down there. You take the curling iron and stab him in the balls. It's just do something. Attack his genitals.
To be fair, with the amount of things that they use to hide his genitals from the movie, it's very clear he's not very big.
Not well.
Yeah, when he's standing in silhouette, there isn't exactly a third leg hanging
Right.
down.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But I'm just saying. He is
you could have
vulnerable.
yes, absolutely.
Well, with the curling iron, though, you've got
on
to
top of her. Just bring your knee up, hit him in the junk. He's naked.
Absolutely, you've got a few targets down there.
Yes.
I mean, he obviously doesn't know karate. He can't defend. And with the curling iron, though, you do have to get through some of that late 70s, early 80s bush, though. So it's going to take a little bit to burn through all of that. Maybe, I don't know.
So she burns him in the face with the curling iron.
Yeah.
So she goes for the safe move, get him in the cheek with the curling iron. Yeah, absolutely. And she's out of there. Now we have the dueling. We have the naked Terminator.
This is the fucking Naked Mile Run.
But this is what you're talking about, the traffic. He's running down a road in Los Angeles. There is nobody around. Nobody. No cars, no pedestrians, nobody in a street in Los Angeles next to a nursing station, which is probably in the, it's not in the middle of nowhere.
No, it'd be near the hospital.
Yes. There is not a soul around.
Nary a wino to be found.
Nobody.
Yeah. This is just like in Masters of the Universe when Skeletor has all of his evil ships come through the portal and it's a dead street and there's no one out.
No, absolutely. Like, we couldn't even got like a wino kind of thing, just look and just be like, oh, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of drunkenly watch him run.
Yeah, like Drunk Bill from Back to the Future.
Right.
Damn drunk drivers.
Damn drunk psychos.
Well, no, you bring the wino from the first one who couldn't stop looking at Bronson. That's
There you
bring
go.
from the
Yes, there
beginning
you
of the
go.
movie. You bring him back.
But that's the thing, and he's also chasing her down, and she's doing the movie girl flailing the arms, kind of running, and he is doing the fucking Terminator T-1000 chasing the cop car,
Terminator
right?
2.
Like he's chasing him down. He's running like he should have caught up to her a long fucking time ago.
Oh yeah. Robert Patrick catches a car doing that. He can't catch a woman doing the flail run.
Yeah, like come on. So
until eventually he kind of does.
Yeah, well, she runs into his dad because I guess he took a shortcut.
Yes. Yes. 61-year-old Charles Bronson beats them both there by 5 minutes. And he can't even.
Hey.
You know what? If you're there early, why don't you run the other way and
where you
catch
been?
up to your
I've
daughter?
been waiting.
Hey, I just
true.
had a sandwich and a beer. Where have you been?
I do cardio a lot. That's why I look
Now,
so
I will
young.
say this: for a man of Charles Bronson, took excellent care of himself throughout his whole life.
He did.
So, and
did.
maybe he was in very good shape for a 61-year-old at that time because he ate right and he exercised. So
Yeah, but he also had plastic surgery.
he did
for the
have
movie
plastic
too,
surgery.
so-
But I'm just saying for a man of his age,
True.
he kept himself in pretty good shape.
I submit to the jury Exhibit A, Wilfred Brimley.
There you go. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
13,
Yes.
13 years younger, way out of shape, looks older, like...
Yeah, even without the plastic surgery, he would have looked older than Charles Bronson.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no way that Brimley's doing the naked mile.
Oh,
here,
no.
for sure.
Yeah, Charles Bronson's daughter is dead if Wilford Brimley's in pursuit.
If Brimley's on the case, yeah.
What do you want from me? I've got diabetes.
And honestly, why, as the captain of police, why was he at the first crime scene to begin with? Why was, why would
Captain
he?
of police?
Yeah, chief of police.
Yeah, he's just a...
He's behind the desk the rest of the, why was he called out in the first place? So, I don't know.
Maybe to handle the media, which
Maybe,
he blows off really
yeah.
easy.
Well, didn't they insinuate that wasn't his first kill?
I believe
Yeah, I believe so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I believe so,
So I think-
because at the
so I think
beginning of the
he
movie,
shows
we
up-
find out he's looking for a killer. So
Yeah.
Like now they got a serial killer, so the captain shows up to kind of
Okay, I can see that.
to make to show a bit more like, hey, this is serious, right? So
Yeah.
it's not a one-off.
So they have the big showdown at the end. Charles Bronson has his daughter. The rookie cop shows up, takes the girl away.
1,000 cops show up.
1,000 cops show up, and they try to take the guy down naked, which, and they
so many cops,
but he starts to play. He's smart because he starts to play this defense of, I'm going to claim that I was insane and blah blah blah, and I'll get out in 30 years, and I'm coming for you again. And Bronson's like, no, I don't think so, blammo, and he shoots him in the head.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! But
I love.
And I'm like,
I love the shot in the head. You can tell it was just the guy with the ketchup pack, and he went, and then just spit the ketchup at his head.
Yeah. But then, movie over. No repercussions. Yeah. He's not a cop, so he doesn't have a legal right to shoot him.
So, he just murdered somebody in the street in front of 1,000 cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure there is going to be a repercussion. We just don't see it. We don't know it.
See it.
Yeah.
Like there's no repercussion for him. Granted, he was a murderer, and yes, he should die, but he shot him in cold dead. He's not a cop. He was not being attacked.
You can't claim self-defense.
Can't claim self-defense. The guy was naked, for Christ's sakes.
Well, the daughter was being attacked.
If he was smart, if he would have just shot him right away, when he was chasing his daughter.
I thought he was going to.
Yeah, just shoot him right there. That's self-defense. He's defending his daughter.
Yeah.
From a guy with a knife. So.
But at least he would have a leg to stand on.
He waits until the 1,000 witnesses show up, and the guy drops the knife. He's unarmed.
Yeah.
So he's naked and he's unarmed and he's almost in custody. I thought he was going to be handcuffed. That would have been even better if you shot a handcuffed guy in the head, but they didn't. But now, devil's advocate, Charles Bronson is a cop. These guys are all cops. Do you think there could be like a mass conspiracy? It's just like,
sure.
You know what? He did have a knife. He was attacking his
self-defense.
It was self-defense. Do you think... Now, there's so many cops there. One's probably bound to not, but that I'm thinking that might have been a way to work it out.
Yeah. Hey, go with my story. You'll end up in the same thing too. No way, Mark?
No way. Stevens is too much of a fucking goody-goody for that. He won't play ball.
That's true. He turned him in the first place.
Yeah,
he's not playing ball. I know he loves Lori, but he ain't playing ball on Murder One. He ain't gonna roll over
because he pissed her off when he basically
he turned in his dad
turned in her dad. So he was going to anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's not. He's too green. He's too uptight. He plays by the rules.
Yeah.
So the denouement then really is obstruction of justice, maybe a speeding ticket or two. And then Murder One. Like that's our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the movie. Just a couple of things. Gene Davis, who portrayed Warren Stacy the killer, was so into his role, he acted so intensely that he actually dislocated an actress's arm during the final murder scene in Massacre, when he broke into the girl's apartment.
I bet you it was the one on the bed.
No, I'm thinking it's the one he threw into the wall of the bathroom. The one with the short black hair.
Same girl though. He roughed her up on the bed and then threw her into a wall.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. I probably.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
The film was made in 1982, 2 years before the DNA started to be used in criminal investigation. So this movie's kind of ahead of its time.
Oh yeah. They want to use blood samples and
you could tell blood types, and that was it. But they didn't.
Well,
really
the thing was. Not only did she have the most unique blood type, AB, she also had hepatitis.
Yeah.
Because she's
a whole.
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much like a fingerprint. He had AB blood with hepatitis on his shirt.
Yeah.
So.
And so many forms of hepatitis because there were so many guys that raw dogged her. Like it's.
Yeah.
She played fast and loose, this girl.
So many guys.
So many guys.
When your dad says that.
Oh,
exactly.
So many guys, eh? Oh, no.
So, as always on this show, we try to find the real story behind the story. Mark?
I have two of them.
Okay.
Or is it How Not to Win Friends and Influence People?
Okay.
Or is it 9:32? Because the time had nothing to do with this movie. 10 to midnight. What the fuck does that mean? The time has no bearing on this movie. It's not like he gets killed at, it's 11:50. I guess I better shoot him in the head. No.
That's true. Actually, I never thought about that. What does the title even have anything to do with it?
I'm waiting for some significance for 10 to midnight.
Well, that's like waiting for significance for him being a karate expert. It's like a lot of things are introduced and then you can not followed up on.
That's right. You can see why I'm pissed off,
Yeah.
right? Because like this movie's called 10 to Midnight. It had nothing to do with it. The
Well,
Matrix has to do with the Matrix.
It's like a WWE angle. This doesn't go anywhere. Scott, you come up with anything?
I came up with subconsciously following in your parents' footsteps because his daughter makes it a point to say, and you know what? You're a cop, and that made you a shitty dad, and that made you a shitty husband, and I'm going to fall in love with a cop. So she's, so she hates everything, because and there's a scene in the movie where her and Andrew McCarthy, Andrew McCarthy's actually defending Charles Bronson, and his daughter is just basically saying, you know what? He wasn't there for me. He wasn't there for my mother, because he was a cop. And now she's falling in love with a cop. So she might be destined to repeat everything
that her mother did.
That her mother did, which she hated in her father.
Right.
So.
Oh, so the deeper story here, it's not about this naked killer. This is about the father-daughter relationship.
Well, it was. I mean, it was one of the subplot, the two subplots were the father-daughter and the romance. So I think they sort of tied in together.
It is kind of Laurie's movie, really, when you think about it that way. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Okay, I have it, or is it life lesson number 409? When you have a bad man that needs to be taken down, you get an even worse cop. 'Cause he's tampering evidence, he's shooting people when he shouldn't be. I mean,
well,
he's bribing. This is our hero, ladies
He's
and
bribing
gentlemen.
people to get into rooms.
Brian, paying off hookers. And, Oh, yeah.
Where did he get that gun? Because it shouldn't be his police issue piece.
No, I mean, in every movie, every cop that gets suspended has a spare gun.
Oh yeah,
in the States, yeah.
Okay, but we were also robbed. Sorry to mean to cut you off, but we were absolutely robbed of the slamming of the badge and gun down on the captain's desk. And this is bullshit, Captain. And we hit Wilford
we
Brimley
couldn't.
right there.
I don't think we could have. We couldn't get it in this movie because Charles Bronson was totally in the wrong. It's not like he could take the moral high ground on. You know what? This is bullshit. I broke the law. God damn it. Boom. So he couldn't really take the high ground because he was totally wrong as a cop.
But you could have had the scene of like, I got to ask for your badge and your gun. Yeah,
we could. Yeah. So
we never get the surrendering of the badge and gun, and I thought that was missing. That's another trope. They hit a lot of other ones.
They hit a lot of other ones.
That's very true. So that's going to about do it for 10.
How long was this podcast?
Oh, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark.
Wow, is this the longest podcast?
Maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
You got to get. We got to keep. Oh man, I want the longest podcast. It's long, baby.
We'll have extra long intro and extra music for you.
By the way, you guys need to follow me on Twitter. I follow you guys have. You guys have 4 followers and are following 10 people. I followed you guys on Twitter. You guys have to follow me back on Twitter.
You're at Scott White 91.
Yes, at Scott White 91. ScottyBlanco.com is my website.
Yep, and definitely go see this man when he's coming out. He's coming.
I will be
you're in Toronto.
I am in Toronto for the next 2 weeks, and this will be coming out on
this coming Thursday.
So that today
you're in Toronto right now.
I'm in Toronto. Yes, I'm in Toronto right now and next week. So as this is airing, I will be in Toronto this weekend. And then I will be there the following week. So when you hear this, if you're in Toronto, you can check me out for 10 days.
And then after that, you're in Ottawa.
Yes.
So if you're in Canada, in Ontario,
if you're in Canada, come see me.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's pretty easy. We just drive everywhere. Thanks very much for coming on. This has been a lot of fun.
This has been fun.
Great.
Thank you.
So absolutely, you're welcome back anytime. Whatever we got to do, Skype or anything like that.
Yeah, we can maybe Skype. We can Skype from the state.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So
and I can't wait to see what.
Yes, another Skype from the States.
That's right. And I can't wait to see what movie with an uncomfortable amount of male nudity you pick for us next. So
I have a movie I have a movie in mind next.
Okay.
But I won't say it now.
Okay, perfect.
Teaser. But there's no male nudity in that one.
Okay.
So.
Excellent. Well, and I guess that's it. I'm Sean Taylor.
And I'm Ian Mark.
Now I'm Scott White.
Join us next time when we'll take a look at the story of a sheep who breaks into the boxing world, becomes the best, and suffers a tragic fall. Robert De Niro stars in Raging Wool.